Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, you guys, this should be interesting. It's from Tampa Bay Times. Clearwater police investigating teenage girl's injury at Scientology headquarters. Now, you guys know I've already covered this before, but I found this interesting because Slaughter's their boy. A 17-year-old girl is at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. You guys know what would have happened had she not gone to the hospital, right? Why there's not outrage from senators and congresspeople, you know, the ones that are not doing the nighttime rituals, is beyond me. All Children's Hospital after being injured. Oh boy, did they lighten that up. It was a head injury. You know, she was probably a Sea Org member not getting any sleep. And I think she fell down the steps or something. That's what they said. That's what they said. At the Church of Scientology's International Spiritual Headquarters. Spiritual. What a freaking joke. Headquarters in Clearwater by James Borchuk. That's the picture, and then the article is by Tracy McManus, Time staff. Published October 20th, 2017. Very close to Halloween. If you know, you know. Clearwater, the Clearwater Police Department is investigating. You know, we can count on that. Investigating an incident in which a 17-year-old girl from Mexico, of course she was from Mexico. Are they hiding her passport? Was she signed over? Did she get signed over to an American guardian? That is sometimes referred to as trafficking. But what do I know? Suffered a head injury, Sunday, at the Church of Scientology's International blah, blah, blah headquarters. Could it be more vague? Like, seriously, could it be more vague? They just got caught. They got caught, you guys. If they wouldn't have taken her to the hospital, she would have died. They got caught. No name, of course. Chief Dan Slaughter. You guys know about his history with all this Scientology. Chief Dan Slaughter said church staff reported the teenager slipped on stairs. Of course she did. Of course. What was she doing when she slipped on the stairs? Was she in school? No. Could she have been on staff? Maybe. Was she a child auditor? Inquiring minds want to know. You know, kind of like Serge Delmar was a child auditor taken from Mexico. Can't wait to hear this crap. Church staff did not call an ambulance. Oh my, I'm tired of it at this point, you guys. I'm real tired of it. That's a crime, by the way. It's a crime when you witness a life-threatening accident and not reporting it, not calling 911. That's a crime. Damn, I'm not even a police officer, and I know that one. But drove the girl 4 miles to Largo. Does that sound like what happened to Lisa McPherson when they wouldn't take her to the nearby hospital and she died? But drove the girl 4 miles to Largo Medical Center. Is that a Scientology doctor? Cover-up is real, bro. Cover-up is real, and that's my opinion. Medical Center for treatment. bypassing Morton Plant Hospital, just like they did with Lisa McPherson. Too bad Lisa McPherson didn't live to talk about it. Which is 1 mile from the Flag Building. Oh, here, just listen to the gaslighting. And that's my opinion. I don't have the answer. Oh, Slaughter. Slaughter. I don't have the answer. On why they did that, Slaughter said. I'm not so sure it would be that uncommon. Oh, look at him covering for him. Oh, ching, 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 ching. I'm not so sure it would be that uncommon if a parent or somebody else in the public didn't feel it needed 911. Aw. Just for fun, I'm going to read it again in case nobody understood what the chief of police in Clearwater said. You know? I don't have the answer on why they did that. Slaughter said, I'm not so sure it would be that uncommon. Believe this? If a parent or somebody else. Slaughter, do you mean like a guardian? Is that what you're saying, Slaughter? I'm just curious about that. If a parent or somebody else, like a guardian, in the public didn't feel it needed 911. Because you know, head injuries of children don't usually require 911, do they? Hold on, I'm going to look it up because I'm in the mood right now. Okay, you guys, this is a little bit different from what I was looking for, but it's related. This is just a basic Google search. The Good Samaritan law in Florida is designed to protect individuals who provide emergency assistance in good faith from civil liability. So I guess that's a little different. Like if you see somebody's hurt, which I've done this before. If you see somebody who is in need and they need medical help and you're trying to help them, it makes sense. This law encourages bystanders to offer aid during emergencies without fear of legal consequences, as long as their actions are not grossly negligent or intentionally harmful. Okay, now I'm going to look that up. Give me a minute. Okay, just for the heck of it, I did a basic Google search. Now, this is school-related child injury, but let's just go with it, in Florida. And it's from Victory Law Firm. Cool name. In Florida, well, first let me read it. Proving negligence in school-related child injury cases in Florida. So that must be related to child slaves, staff members at the flag base in Florida. That it appears to me, it just seems that way, that police are covering up. And that's my opinion. While attending school is a priority, not for Scientology children, as it is in many places, schools are entrusted, just like an organization that has slave labor from children, are entrusted with the duty of providing a secure environment, there you go, where children can learn, grow, and play. Yeah, not be manual labor. However, despite these responsibilities, accidents and injuries still happen. Yeah, like head injuries. Whether it is on the playground, in the classroom, or maybe if they're a so-called volunteer, which is actually more like employment, and they get paid $47 a week to work 18-hour days. I think the same type of laws would apply. However, despite these responsibilities, accidents and injuries still happen. whether it is on the playground, in the classroom, or during extracurricular activities. Well, we know Scientologist children don't get that. Children may find themselves hurt due to negligence. When this occurs, parents or guardians understandably want answers. Well, not in Scientology, because And if the injury was preventable. They seek justice for their child. Well, how about that? How about that, you guys? Proving negligence in school-related child injury cases can be a complex and challenging process. Chief Slaughter, did you hear that? Isn't that crazy? However, understanding the elements of negligence and how they apply in these cases is vital to obtaining fair compensation and holding the responsible parties accountable. Crazy. You mean adults are accountable for children getting head injuries? How could that be? So even though this is not technically a school, I want to read this because there must be some similar type laws applied somewhere here. The legal duty of schools in Florida. Schools in Florida have a legal duty to protect students, otherwise known as children, from foreseeable harm. How about that? This duty, remember that word duty, is extensive, covering both academic and non-academic settings. Like when they're a staff member, it is the responsibility of the school to ensure that facilities are safe. Wonder what the DA over there would think about all this. That proper supervision is in place. Does proper supervision include children supervising other children? Is that proper? District Attorney in Florida, Clearwater, I want to know. And that teachers and staff members. What about if the children are staff members? Does that count too? Are adequately trained to handle emergencies and prevent accidents? Does that mean all those child staff members on the flag base, do they need to take some type of CPR classes, first aid classes? Do they need to be trained as well? I really would like to know that. This duty extends beyond the classroom. Maybe like the auditing course room would be the same as a classroom. To school transportation. What about slave labor transportation? Does that count too? Sport events. Oh, Scientologist children don't get to do sports. They're not allowed. And even field trips. Oh, Scientology children most definitely are not allowed to take field trips. Not at all. When a child is injured on school grounds, what about on a church that calls their children staff workers, volunteers? Does that count too, District Attorney? Or during a school-sponsored event, parents may have grounds. What about guardians? What about citizens that are seeing parents abuse the children, or citizens that are seeing church organizations abuse the children in which they are getting head injuries? Parents may have the grounds to file a lawsuit. Well, damn, a lawsuit? What if the parents are guilty? Or what if the parents are complicit in this head injury, abuse, etc.? If they can show that the school or its staff breached their duty of care. Well, what about Scientology? Do they have a duty of care to the children working 18-hour days? I really do want to know that. Do the adults working over there at Flagstaff Base, do they have duty of care to those child auditors and child staff members? I really want to know that. So anyways, it goes on to talk about how you establish negligence in school-related injuries. Isn't it crazy? All you got to do is just change the word and then all of a sudden it's negligence. But when it happens on a Scientology Flag base. You know, what did Slaughter say? Let me go back and see what he said. Where did he? This is what yeah, it's unreal. I don't have the answer on why they did that. Wow. Sounds like he's slipping out of liability. Doesn't he have a duty to the citizens to take care of these children as well? Slaughter said, I'm not so sure it would be that uncommon. Can you believe this? I mean, it's just unreal. If a parent or somebody else, maybe like a guardian, or maybe a pedophile, because you know, why not? And the public didn't feel it needed 911. They're trying to slither out of the liability because that's what all of these people do. Okay, I can't seem to... Okay. She was then taken to Johns Hopkins. You know, the doctors and nurses in these areas must despise the Scientologists. I mean, not all of them, but all of this craziness, you know, they just are seething. And I can't wait until they come out and start speaking out against them. What go around, come around. She was then taken to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. So apparently, even though Scientology calls her an adult in a child's body, she's still able to go to the children's hospital. Isn't that crazy? In St. Petersburg, where she remained Thursday in stable condition. How much money they have to pay for that stable condition? Slaughter said, oh my God, you guys, I'm trying not to freaking snap out. I'm trying to keep my mood right. I'm in a weird mood. Listen to this. Oh my God, I can't fucking take it. The parents were in Mexico. Child trafficking anybody? And you know what's going to happen to this girl? She's going to be made to write overts and withholds because she got a head injury. Because she pulled it in. Isn't that great that the parents just signed her over just like that? And maybe they just didn't know because there's a lot of tricking going on with this shit. Unreal. I mean, this is in your face where the police and the sheriffs and all that are literally making statements that can incriminate them. It's unbelievable. And that's my opinion. In a statement in the Tampa Bay Times on Thursday, I can't wait for this. I gotta get some water for this bullshit. In a statement to the Tampa Bay Times on Thursday, Scientology spokesman Ben Shaw, oh, we got a new one, huh? Said an accident sustained by a minor is not newsworthy. I'm trying to behave because I really do feel like saying every F-bomb in Spanish, English, German, whatever freaking language I feel like it. Because it's so fucking disgusting. A child getting a head injury is not a news story. He stated the girl's parents, you know, the ones with no fucking names, are with her at the hospital. That's cover up. It's cover up right there. Gualtieri said the child protection... Oh, I can't wait for this. Gualtieri said the Child Protection Investigation Division. Does that actually exist? Because when it comes to Scientology, I sure haven't seen a lot. Received an anonymous complaint. And, you know, to give some of the police credit, I'm going to give them, you know, it could have been a cop doing that. Because, you know, what do we expect? That, like, 2 or 3 just blue-collar cops are going to go up against these fools. Received an anonymous complaint about the case on Monday. The CPI investigator, there's that word again, you guys, which handles the child welfare component, child, contacted Clearwater Police. Do you see the disconnect here? Child welfare is not supposed to just directly be dealing with the police necessarily. I mean, yeah, they're going to have some contact, but this is like a bigger problem. This is trafficking. This is the parents weren't there when she got hurt. This is when you're investigating abuse, you don't necessarily go straight to the cops. I mean, maybe there's some communication. I'm just saying this seems weird. Contacted Clearwater Police on Thursday. There's that Thursday again. To cover the criminal investigation portion. I really don't like this Slaughter dude. Just go and look at his history. It's not good. Said Clearwater Police are lining up interviews with Scientology staff. You see that? Clearwater Police, are you interviewing the child staff members, the child auditors as well? The child auditors asking grown men sexual questions for money? Who are cooperating. Do you see what a web these poor children are in? It is probably some of the most repugnant, vile, despicable, disgusting abuse that I've ever heard about. And now there's more, like the Children of God. There's a lot of other cults, but the level, okay, first of all, the level of mind control in this, but then the level of cover-up. Do you guys see how many steps of cover-up there are here? I mean, unreal. Here's that word again. Investigators have also requested surveillance video. Oh, wait a minute. Could that be from Scientology? We could trust that, can't we? This makes me so sick. That is thought to have captured the incident. There's that generic generalism. They don't say, oh yeah, we got Scientology to show us their cameras. And you all know if it just disappeared, nobody's going to say anything. It's so sickening. This is kind of like a check and balance. Oh, please. Please. I hope that I live long enough to see the whole lid blown off all of this. I really do. I hope I live to see the day. And Children of God and some of these other cults as well. It's just the BS is unreal. This is kind of like a check and balance to make sure any kid that's being abused doesn't slip through the cracks. Can you imagine the audacity of this man to say this? All those children over there walking around in these dumbass 1950s tuxedo outfits, not going to school, auditing grown-ass men, asking them sexual questions, all the sexual assaults and abuse of the children, the neglect, the negligence, and he says this? It makes me sick. Our job is to make sure this isn't a case of abuse reported as something else. I mean, it's just all the people that have died in that Fort Harrison hotel. I mean, I don't suppose it's easy for these police departments to just step up and do all these things that we want. We want them to wave a magic wand. And maybe they need support. They probably need more support. They need more other agencies to step in and help them. I mean, this is not going to be an easy task. But I just hope that little by little, the wall just keeps crumbling. And then there's contact Tracy McManus at tmcmanus@tampabay.com. So that's it, you guys. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.